What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So I had a request from one of my subscribers to maybe do some sort of cheesecake recipe. So today I'm going to show you my personal favorite type of cheesecake, which is a raspberry swirl cheesecake. Now, I'll have to say, this does take a lot of patience to make, but it's well worth it. So let's get on to the video. To start this recipe off, into a mixing bowl, I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs, or in other countries they don't have graham cracker crumbs, so you can just use some sort of like crushed up sweet biscuit or cookie. But anyways, to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and finally we're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Now this will be for the crust that we're going to use for the cheesecake. So what we want to do is we just want to mix that in until it's all well combined. Okay, so the next step is I got a 9x9 inch springform pan that I greased, and I also put about 4 layers of aluminum foil around the sides. I'll tell you why later, but just make sure you do that step for the upcoming step. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our graham cracker crumb and butter mixture. We're going to put it into the pan. Okay, so I put my camera up in a higher position so you can see this better. What you want to do is you want to just take the mixture and spread it all over the sides. And using any sort of like glass or a bowl with a round bottom, we're just going to take the glass, the bottom of it, and we're going to push it down, flatten on the bottom, and push some also up the sides, you know, because when we pour our filling in that we're going to make later, it's going to be really high up, so you want some crust up on the sides. Plus, it makes it more presentable. So, I'll come back when I'm done doing this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 8 minutes, or until the crust is just kind of lightly browned a little bit. So, on to that step. Okay, our crust is done baking and it's cooling right now, so in the meantime, while it's doing that, we're going to make the cream cheese filling in the cheesecake. So, in this little mixing bowl, I have four blocks, which is about 32 ounces of cream cheese. And what we're going to do is we're going to beat this for about 2 minutes. First of all, this cream cheese is softened to room temperature. And we're going to beat this together for about 2 minutes or until there's no more lumps left. Okay, now that the cream cheese is beaten together, now what we're going to do is we're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of sour cream, 4 eggs, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we're just going to mix this together. Okay, now that that's all mixed in, all we're going to add is about 1 cup of sugar. Now we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Then just mix that all in until it's well combined. Okay, so the next step is I put my cake pan in a big giant roasting pan, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But in the meantime, what you want to do is you want to pour your filling into the pan along with the crust. Now for the next step, I have some seedless raspberry jam that I just put in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to soften it up a little bit and make it easier to put it onto the cheesecake filling. Now what you want to do is you want to take dollops and you want to put it on top of your filling like this. Now you can add in as much as you like. This is how much I'm going to add right now. Now what you want to do is you want to take the back of the spoon and you want to just create a little swirling effect in the filling like this. That's why it's called a raspberry swirl cheesecake. Now, here's why I wrapped the baking pan with some foil, 4 layers of aluminum foil, and I put it into a big roasting pan. What you want to do is you want to add really hot tap water to the pan and fill it about halfway up. We're going to cook this in a water bath. Okay, now that's done, we're going to put this back into the oven, same temperature before, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, for about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, until you jiggle the pan a little bit and the center just slightly jiggles a little bit. That's where you know when your cheesecake is done baking. So, on to that step. And I forgot to mention that whenever your cake is done baking, you don't want to take it out right away. What you want to do is you want to turn the oven off and open the oven door slightly and let it sit in there for about an hour. Okay, the cheesecake is done baking now. After I let it bake, of course let it cool in the oven with the door looking like this. This is how much you want the door to be open while it's cooling in the oven after it's done baking, after you turn the oven off. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to let this cool at room temperature for a few hours. Then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator to cool overnight. I know that's so time consuming. I understand that, but trust me, it's well worth this amazing dessert. And here we have our completed raspberry swirl cheesecake. Now, I know this took a lot of time, that's understandable, but it is 100% well worth it once you try it. Like, this is one of the absolute best desserts that you will ever taste. But anyways, if you do try this recipe, leave it in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought of it, whether you liked it or you hated it. And if you liked this video, thumb it up. If you hated this video, thumb it down. And be sure to click the subscribe button and become a member of the JW faction on our journey to 10,000 subscribers. See you later.